yeah, it was kind of a quick spiral down, and I think I went from, in a sort of 3-month period, to having a job working in London, living in a nice flat, to homeless. Went to university in Nottingham, graduated degree in political science, but then I travelled around a bit. I worked at the Prudential in Reading. I moved to London, and that's where life got quite difficult when I was in London, and there was the sort of kind of the problems really started for me. However, I think if you probably speak to people who are close to me, there's probably signs around when I was at university, and that things were, I probably got help there and then, but then it was probably about 28, 29, things got very difficult, and started to hear things that weren't there, and and then I sort of became paranoid, and I got to a stage where I thought Scotland Yard would follow me around, and life got extremely difficult. Lost my job. I think there's sort of classic story where people, they go to London, they start drinking, etc., to deal with the lifestyle, they live with the lifestyle, and then it kind of got out of hand, like many of us, and it was kind of a quick spiral down. I was in and out of hospital, and then I kind of joined the therapy group, and then I ended up with Campus Recovery College, and that really made a difference for me, because I actually spoke to people about hearing voices, and that was the first time I was able to, be honest with myself and with other people, that what I was hearing, seeing was kind of how I felt, and that there were other people who felt the same, and not only felt the same, but also had the same fears, worries, concerns, be able to sort of make that deliberate decision to go and say, yeah, I probably need help now. Help was I had a course at Winterbourne House under the NHS that helped me to deal with suicidal idealisation and voices, and then I went to Compass, and I went to a Hearing Voices course, and then I kind of did more social activities. I started running, I lost weight, I felt better within myself, which helped me. I probably made a group of friends as well that was very supportive, and we talk about things that just affect us, but also I think sometimes you have that nice mix between, I had friends outside of mental health and friends also in mental health that was, we were able to sort of speak to each other. I'm now involved in the mental health courses at Compass, but also the Hearing Voices course, and that's lovely because that's kind of part therapy and part socialisation. We've all got worries, we've all got concerns. These are difficult times for everyone, and it's not just about the virus as well. I think it's difficult times, and it's nice to have like-minded friends to speak to. For a lot of people, if you were going to get help, I'd speak to someone first, a support worker, a GP. It's very difficult. I didn't say anything for years. I didn't want to say anything because it's kind of embarrassing and difficult to talk about these things, and also you don't want to be labelled, or at the end of the day I didn't want to end up in hospital, but I ended up in hospital because I didn't go and speak to anyone. We all end up there for a reason. It's our ability to cope with stress, so we need to do things that help us with everyday life, getting through those anxious and difficult moments. Seeking help for our depression and the stress that we go through every day can be really one of the most important things that we do. Learning those well-being strategies and those coping strategies in life, whether it be mindfulness, whether you want to go out and walk, get exercise, eat healthier, all those, there's just those holistic sort of ideals that really help us through everyday life. Personally, finding that connection in your life with someone who can listen to you, and then finding something that really works for you. And it doesn't really matter how it works for you, as long as it just works for you in terms of, it doesn't have to be like some, deep intensive therapy course. If you like gardening and you find solace in gardening, just take gardening. I think you'll find out that actually many of us go through very similar worries and concerns. We're not alone, and sometimes it's nice just to hear someone else say something pretty similar to yourself.